This is a test to see how loud I actually am. Um, and just see what my setup is looking like. See what that music sounding like. Trying to get that body. Bodies, bodies, bodies. Bodies, bodies, bodies. Bodies, bodies, bodies. Bodies, oh, too much body. Today was art museum. I went to the Philbrook. I saw the samurai exhibit before it closes tomorrow. It's got samurai armor from 9 centuries. The fashion design element was something that I really appreciated. I was paying a lot of attention to the binding techniques because it's not like they had a singer that they could put everything through. So the way that they attach the plates on the helmets with intricate woven designs, the masks, the ones that they have for the horses are insane. Some of them look like dragons or just themes from Buddhist teachings, and some of them are like really scary, incredibly ornate. I love the symbolism of the moon and themes of water that not only come up in Japanese culture and imagery, but also in other cultures as you're walking throughout the museum. I got a couple of iPhone shots, but I was really wishing that I had taken my digital camera. I don't know, maybe I felt inspired and just kind of want to make my own art. But I was noticing the architecture out here is it's just all over the place. You have to drive up kind of like through Forest Hills to get to the museum. And a lot of those homes remind me of the homes in Texas that I grew up seeing, especially in like Highland Park. But everybody's style is so different. I see a lot of like Greek revival, or like Mediterranean revival, where you have the terracotta tile. And then here I see a lot of mid-century modern, which I think a lot of like the homes that I used to see in Los Angeles and like South LA, or like the McMansions that popped up in West Hollywood in 2015, 2014. I think about those types of homes and just like how style has a way of migrating from region to region, and the world truly does become a melting pot, especially with the internet. But I think about my own style, and it's so all over the place. Sometimes I feel really inspired by Bohemian, and then sometimes I'm really inspired by like Farmhouse. So yeah, I don't know. I never know anymore. But overall, it's been an artsy fartsy kind of weekend for me. I've missed having a weekend where I'm just dilly-dallying through museum after museum. I remember we did a family reunion in DC a couple years ago, and I mostly just needed to get away from them folks for a little bit. But I found respite on the mall, going from Smithsonian to Smithsonian to Smithsonian. I don't think that I finished seeing everything at the Natural History Museum because it was getting dark and I needed to get back to the hotel. But I had a lot of fun. I enjoy doing things like that by myself. I enjoy doing a lot of things by myself, but I really enjoy doing something like that by myself because I be reading. I want to read everything. They put these words here for a reason. Like, let's look at them. And I've had experiences where people don't really want to mosey. They don't want to lollygag. They just want to see the exhibit and go. I'm like, no, there are like 2 other floors, and there's also a cafe. We can sit and just have a bite to eat. And then there's an exhibit outside too, if you wanted to just go out there and wander around. I remember LACMA was one place where I found a lot of solace and adventure. We did the James Turrell exhibit, which was a bigger deal than I realized. I didn't know that he had done the Drake video. And so people were there because like this dude just lit the Drake video. I forget, it was the You Used to Call Me on My Cell Phone. But yeah, I didn't know anything about that. I was just like, ooh, lights, let's go. That exhibit was really fun. And then they did the Rain Room. So yeah, and then the lights, everybody has to go outside and take pictures at the LACMA lights. But yeah, really, really fun day overall. I got a couple things at the gift shop on the way out. I gotta find some place to put the Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Arts pendant. This was like $16. I'm a patron of the Philbrick Museum. Thank you very much. I am excited for my next trip back. I did a little bit of art walk on Friday. That was really cool. I love seeing so much indigenous art. There was the War Club exhibit at the Philbrook as well, and learning about the different movements where essentially we're all on one accord here. Like, land back, all right? Free my homies, liberate my people. And they all stand with Black Power, Red Power, Black Power, Yellow Peril. Like, I love seeing exhibits like that. They remind me of what's important at the end of the day, that connection to where you come from and not letting anybody whitewash your history. I'm absolutely inspired. Art walk was fun. I ended the night at Saturn Room. It's a tiki bar, and tiki is art. Tiki bar is art. Tiki bar is art. I almost got a free drink. I got my I had to cut it off at 2 because they were using that Puerto Rican rum. I cut it off at 2, and this guy comes over, one of the bartenders, he comes over and he goes, like, the drink you ordered? I was like, oh no, I already got my second one. And so the girl who like served me my second one was like, did you get your drink? I was like, is somebody sending me drinks? Like, I didn't understand it. And so the guy next to me was like, oh, you should have told them that you didn't get your second one. I was like, why would I tell them that I didn't get my second one? I was minding my business. I was reading about my Jedi's human design. I was locked in. I was focused. And then suddenly a third drink comes out of nowhere. I had no interest in it. No thanks. But maybe I did kind of block a blessing. I don't know. I thought it would be weird to sit there with like my finished glass, one that was half done, and then like double fisting. And it's tiny little me. I didn't need to make myself a target. I left because I needed to elevate, but I forgot my lighter. I forgot my lighter. So I wandered around for a little, because I'm usually downtown during the day, but I'm never out there at night. So in my wandering around, this young Black man comes up to me, and I could feel him from across the street. And that's the first red flag. If I can feel your energy like tugging at me, I'm immediately, I gotta get out of here. So he crosses the street and he's asking me about like, what's the move, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, I'm on my way home. Like I'm literally on the app right now getting a car. And so he's like, I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm new here. And okay, babes, do what everybody else that's new here does and get on the Instagram and get on the Facebook and find something. Then he goes off on this tangent about how the sisters are supposed to help the community and blah, 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 blah. I don't know you from Adam or Eve. I don't have any obligation to help you, especially not at 11 o'clock at night, babes. Like, I'm going home, like I told you. And I'm clearly working on getting home. You want to give me an Uber? That's the move. The Uber is the move, babes. Pull out your app. Show me. Like, I'm not one to stay out when I have a weird experience, just from the weird experiences that I've had before. So I had to end the night with that for sure. Tomorrow, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing too much art. I think I'm all artsed out. I might hop on Mubi and watch a couple of short films there. I started one earlier and then I took a long nap, and that's why I'm up at 4 a.m. talking to YouTube. But I was thinking, as I be doing, and I needed to get some of that out. A lot has happened in 72 hours. I'm coming to the end of my weekend. I started at Yokozuna, had some ramen, so the pork belly ramen, and I had 2 sours, which were lovely. I'm probably going to end the weekend at Trader Joe's, pick up some creature comforts, and then rest and relax before I start the Monday business. But yeah, I'm really inspired. I'm thinking a lot about the things that I want. You know, what do I want and what am I not willing to negotiate on? And one of the biggest things that I'm not willing to negotiate on has been my peace. I don't want for a lot, but my peace is one of them. And I feel so peaceful and so happy lately. The move to Tulsa was really best idea. Thank you, universe, for lining everything up and making it so easy. I have only ever wanted to live a life with grace and ease. I remember after the fire in West Hollywood, I was still deconstructing, but I was like, if any of this is legitimate, you know, if angels are real, then if guides are real, if gods are real, can you please take your foot off my neck and deliver these lessons with grace and mercy? There's a prayer that I used to do on stage before entering stage. It was angels and ministers of grace defend us. And I carry that with me a lot. I feel that it is deeply within my purpose to live a life of ease, and to allow and to let things come to me. And I'm seeing that so much in letting go so often that it is becoming easier to just allow, to be surprised, and to stay curious. I think a big part of all of this is just staying curious, staying innocent, and focusing on the greater good and letting everything else trickle down. I'm gonna get my blessings. I am a child of Jupiter. Like, I'm gonna get mine. I'm not worried about that. What I want is to give. And yeah, I don't know. I just been thinking a lot. This environment has been really good for me. I'm still figuring out a lot of family stuff and healing from a lot of what happened when we first moved here in 2019, and everything just kind of fell apart, but quickly came together for me personally. And I do often think about the people that I've had to leave behind, because you can't take everybody with you on your journey, unfortunately. And that I lost them, but they lost me too, you know? So the reconnections that I've made, I'm really grateful for. I have felt the need to reconnect with the Texas homies lately. So I will definitely be doing that. This is going to die soon. So I'm going to go try to get some rest. I do have another rowing class in the morning. I'm also dedicated to doing my laundry in the morning. So GTL, gym, tan, laundry, for sure, on the way.